Your paycheck just cleared. Before you bought a single coffee, 4 strangers took their cut. You did not fight back. You said thank you. That is the greatest wealth transfer in history. And right now, you are the one paying into it. Picture your money like water. It flows into your bucket every 2 weeks. Then it flows out through 100 tiny holes. Some holes you know about. Rent, food, gas, the light bill. But most people have a secret leak they cannot see. It is called the transfer. Every time you pay interest on a credit card, you are not paying a faceless bank. You are paying another person's dividend. Every time you forget to cancel a free trial, you are not losing $7. You are handing $7 to a stranger who owns the company. Every time you swipe now and worry later, you are not spending money. You are shipping it upstream. It feels like nothing. That is the design. If it felt like robbery, you would stop. But it feels like convenience. It feels like normal life. And normal life is exactly what keeps the transfer alive. Take Mike and Dave. Both are 28 years old. Both work in the same office in Chicago. Both earn $55,000 a year. They sit 3 desks apart. They even go to the same pub on Fridays. But 5 years later, their lives look completely different. Mike has $12,000 in savings. He owns small pieces of 10 different companies through a simple index fund. His money grows while he sleeps. Dave has a nicer car. He has a closet full of jackets he wore exactly once. He has the latest phone and a kitchen gadget he saw in a 30-second video. Dave also has $4,000 in credit card debt that never seems to shrink. Dave did not gamble. He did not waste his money on anything crazy. He just stood on the paying side of the hose. Mike stood on the collecting side. The difference was not luck. It was not talent. It was direction. One man let his money flow out. The other man pointed some of it back toward himself. Here is how the transfer actually works in plain English. When you put money in a regular savings account, the bank pays you almost nothing, maybe 0.5%, maybe less. Then they take your money and lend it to someone else for a house or a car at 6 or 7%. They keep the gap. You funded the loan. They kept the profit. That is transfer number 1. You were the source. They were the collector. Transfer number 2 lives in your pocket. That app you opened for a quick buy. The shoes, the meal kit, the thing you swiped for because it was only $39. That $39 did not disappear. It flew up the ladder. It became revenue for the store. Then it became a stock price. Then it became a dividend for someone who owns shares in that company. You got the shoes. They got richer. Both of you got exactly what you wanted. The only problem is, one of those things builds your future. The other one builds theirs. And the transfer counts on you choosing the shoes every single time. Transfer number 3 is the scariest because it hides inside your own home. The new sofa because you were tired of the old one. The bigger TV because the neighbor got one. The slightly nicer apartment because you deserved an upgrade. Lifestyle inflation. Every time your income goes up, your spending goes up to match it. You think you are moving forward. What you are really doing is feeding the hose more water. You are not upgrading your life. You are upgrading the transfer. Why is this so hard to stop? Because your brain is not built for modern money. Your brain is built for right now. 1,000 years ago, if you saw food, you ate it. If you saw warmth, you took it. That kept you alive. Today, that same ancient brain sees a sale and says, take it. The people who built these apps know this better than you do. The one-click buy button is not a convenience. It is a weapon aimed at your biology, and it works every time. Then there is the mirror. Social media shows you someone else's highlight reel every 30 seconds. Their new car, their vacation, their perfectly arranged kitchen. So you spend money you do not have, to impress people you do not know, to buy things you will not care about in 6 months. And every time you do, the transfer wins. It does not hate you. It does not even know your name. It just knows that you are predictable. And predictable is profitable. But here is the part that changes everything. You do not need to be rich to switch sides. You do not need a massive inheritance. You do not need to win the lottery. You just need to flip the hose. Mike did not start with thousands. He started with $50 a week. That is one less dinner out. That is skipping the upgrade on a phone. He put that $50 where it could grow. He bought a tiny piece of a big business, an index fund, a share of a company that makes things people actually use every day. He became an owner. Not a big one, a tiny one, but tiny owners get paid the same way big owners get paid. Dividends, growth, compound interest. Here is the real math. If you move just $100 a week from the paying side to the collecting side, and you let it grow at an average historical rate, You are not just saving money. You are building a machine. In 20 years, that machine can be worth more than a house. That is not a dream. That is math. Simple, boring, powerful math. Dave, on the other hand, kept renting his life, the car loan, the phone payment plan, the buy now, pay later deal that felt free but was not. He was not buying things. He was renting the feeling of owning them. And rent is expensive. It never ends. The difference between an asset and a liability is simple. An asset puts money in your pocket while you sleep. A liability takes money out while you work. Your car, unless it is making you money, it is a liability. The stock that pays you every 3 months, asset. The apartment you rent, liability for you, asset for the landlord. The skill you sell online that pays you while you watch a movie, asset. See the pattern. One side feeds you, the other side feeds the transfer. So how do you move from paying to collecting? It is not about eating rice and beans in the dark. It is not about hating your life. It is about 4 small moves that change the direction of the hose. Move 1. Find your leaks. Open your bank statement from last month. Circle every subscription, every interest charge, every payment plan, every fee. That is your personal transfer report. If the number shocks you, do not feel ashamed. Feel excited. That means there is money to save and it was hiding in plain sight. Move 2. Start one collection bucket. You do not need thousands of dollars. You need $20, $50. Put it somewhere that pays you. A low-cost index fund, a dividend stock, even a high-yield savings account if you are just starting out. You are not trying to get rich this week. You are trying to prove to your own brain that money can flow toward you. That proof changes everything. Move 3. Wait 24 hours before any non-essential buy. Not because you are poor, not because you are cheap, because you are done being the easiest person in the world to sell to. That one rule destroys impulse spending. And impulse spending is the transfer's favorite food. When you pause, you win. Move 4. Turn one bill into income. If you have an extra room, rent it for a weekend. If you have a skill, sell it one time online and put that money straight into your collection bucket. If you have a car you do not use every day, let someone pay you to drive it. You are not working harder forever. You are just building one small bridge from the paying side to the collecting side. One bridge is all it takes to start. The greatest wealth transfer in history is not coming next year. It is not some future crash you need to worry about. It is here. It is happening right now. It happens every time money leaves your account and lands in someone else's pocket. It happens with every subscription, every interest charge, every impulse buy. It never sleeps. It never stops. It does not need your permission. But here is the truth that matters. You are not stuck on one side. You can switch teams. Not by working 80 hours a week. Not by getting lucky, but by deciding today that a small piece of every dollar you earn starts flowing back to you first. Before the subscriptions, before the upgrades, before the stuff, the transfer will keep running. The hose will keep flowing. The only question that matters is which end you are standing on. So open that bank statement, find one leak, plug it, move $20 to the other side. That is not just a financial move. That is you switching teams. That is you deciding to collect. Are you still paying or are you ready to start collecting?